Hi everyone. My name is Dov Punski, co-founder and CMO of DogPack App. Before I get into it, I just want to quickly thank again Jeet for inviting me and the whole MGS team for giving me the opportunity to speak in front of you all and tell you a little bit about DogPack. I would give quickly a shout out as well to my wife Sarah, who joined me on the trip to Toronto, who helps in the marketing department, as well as Hitesh is here, our head of marketing, and as well as Zayed, who joined as well, who is our CRO. A little about DogPack. It was founded by myself along with my 3 brothers, and of course my dog, who was a huge part in this as well. And I'll tell you why. The original idea of this app is that you were able to check into a dog park so that other people would know who's there before going. So when I was a dog walker, before DogPack, I was a full-time dog walker, one of those crazies with 6, 7 dogs, and people would always see me around at like the best spots. I would always go to nice, dog-friendly trails, open fields, and I had the best group of dogs, super well behaved. So everybody was trying to text me. All the people that knew me were trying to text me to get their dogs to come and get their energy out in the morning. And that got pretty annoying. Always they're asking me, where are you at, Dov? What time are you going to be here? What time are you going to be there? So I thought there could be a better way to do dog meetups, which was the check-in feature where, if a friend of your dog's is at a dog park, you can check in, you'll get notified, and you can make your way over. And on the contrary, if there's a dog your dog doesn't get along with, you'll probably avoid that park. So that was the original idea. And now I would just like to show you how it evolved since then and some other features that we included. So as soon as you open up DogPack app, the first thing you do is you create a profile for your dog. So it's kind of like Instagram for your dog. You put a profile picture, you edit your bio to say whatever you'd like, you put in the breed of your dog, the age of your dog. All of this is optional, but we see most people actually end up completing this. And all in all, as you can see your followers, who you're following, and as well as your badges, which I'll get into in a second. And the next is probably, show of hands, who here has a dog? Oh wow, I think, okay, the average is 1 in 3. I think it was even more here. But basically, you guys know better than anyone that you guys love sharing photos of your dogs. You're obsessed with your dog. The majority of your camera roll is your dog, which is probably why this is one of our most popular features, which is our dog-friendly feed. As you can see, you can give likes to posts, you can comment, you can give shares, you can follow other dog owners as well. Here, I think I just put a filter on the feed of showing only golden retrievers. So you're only going to see golden retrievers now. There's a golden retriever mix. And you can filter for any dog breed. You can filter on location and a few other things as well. The next feature, which is also a very popular feature, everyone's always trying to find where to take their dog next. So we have the DogPack map where you can find dog-friendly parks, trails, beaches, cafes, shopping malls, clothing stores, groomers, trainers, walkers, anything that's dog-friendly, whether it's a park or a business or an event, anything that's dog-friendly, we're going to list it on the DogPack app. And then with each pin, as you see, this is actually the park page. Every park has its own kind of micro community where people can follow that dog park or trail or whatever the case may be. And on this park page, you can also form group chats. You can send messages where if you follow the park, everyone will be notified about updates about that park. So this is forming many micro communities all over the world. You can see the park feed of the page, anyone that's tagged an image, you can see the reviews, as well as the amenities where users can say if it's an off-leash area, maybe there's swimming, maybe it's on-leash only. And we have a whole list of amenities that they can vote on. And then later, it's easily findable with the filter. So you could find exactly what you're looking for. And then, as I was saying earlier, the first thing you do when you open DogPack, you make a profile for your dog. You can also make you can sign up as a dog-friendly business. So whatever it is, if you're a walker, a groomer, maybe you're a pet shop, maybe you're a dog-friendly cafe, you sign up. You can get followers, same like the profile. You can post on the feed. And You can put in your, if you're a business, you can put in your contact details, what kind of services you offer, and as well, everything is filterable. If you here, it's pet grooming, so you can filter pet grooming. These guys will show up. And then we have our lost and found feature, which is probably my most favorite feature of the app, where unfortunately dogs go missing every year, every day I should say, and it's unfortunate, but it happens, whether it's fireworks or thunder and they run off. So we made this lost and found feature where you can post, if a dog goes missing, it doesn't have to be your dog. If you see someone else's, you can also, it takes about 1 minute. You put in the picture, the contact details, where the dog was last seen, hit enter, and then it goes onto the DogPack app where everybody could see. And then what happens is from our end on the admin panel, we get a notification that there was a new lost dog post. We click submit just to make sure it's legit. And then it's sent out to the user's devices within, usually we set it to a 10-kilometer radius. And this is great for a couple of reasons. Obviously, it's great because we're helping owners find their lost dogs. It's what DogPack is all about, building community, building trust. And it's also interesting because this is by far, the most open notification out of any notification that we send. Pretty much everybody that receives this, no one ever gets annoyed about this. Pretty much everybody clicks that to see more details, which is also a good retention feature as well. And then the last thing I'll talk about just quickly, with all the features I just mentioned, pretty much all of them are associated with badges. So if you get X amount of followers, you can earn a badge. If you get X amount of likes on a post, you can earn a badge. If you check into a certain number of parks, you'll get a badge. And those badges are associated with treats, what we call, which is in-app currency. And with that in-app currency, you can then redeem prizes from different companies on our store. So all in all, DogPack is pretty much if Google Maps and say Instagram had a baby, or I should probably say a litter in this case. And now that you know a little more about DogPack, I'll just give you some quick KPIs and we'll get into some advertising strategies that we've done. We're a team of 40, 20 which are in Jaipur, India, mainly our development, QA, and project managers. And the other 20 are here in Canada. We have over 1.5 million users to date. 400,000 our most recent MAU. We're in 20 plus countries, 14 languages. And we have 150,000 pins, like dog-friendly parks all around the world, as well as 30,000 dog-friendly businesses who signed up to DogPack. So I'm going to talk about first our marketing strategies when we were completely bootstrapped. Before that, actually, I would go dog park to dog park when we just launched the app. And I would go to dog parks and just strike up conversations with people, hoping that I would go and explain a little bit about DogPack and hope that I would get maybe 10 or 15 users a day. That was my hope. And then at the end of the year, it would add up. However, the results of that was pretty soul-crushing. People were looking at me like I was trying to sell them a pyramid scheme. They looked annoyed. Even people that I knew very well that I thought for sure would download the app because I personally knew them. They kind of also just said, "Cool man, good luck with that." So but then one day we decided to try post on a local Facebook group in Montreal that I've been a member of for quite some time. I just very briefly introduced myself, explained them about the app, and the results were really, really encouraging. If I remember correctly, that first post that we got up in Montreal, in that Montreal Facebook group, it had about 100 likes. And even better than that, we noticed that we got about 10 or 15 installs that came in. We didn't have any tracking at that point, but we knew damn well it wasn't coming from me going around asking people at dog parks. It lined up well. And when we saw that, that's when we leaned all the way into this strategy. So at our peak, we had about 10 Facebook accounts going. No, you can't just create 1,000 of them, because if you create a new account and start posting in groups, you're going to get what we call zooked right away. You're going to get blocked. And sometimes they could even block a whole IP address if you do it too much. So that doesn't work. It has to be a legit account that has some reputation, that's been around for a while. So we had the 4 brothers accounts, which were the founders. We had my mom, for whatever reason, somehow had 2 Facebook accounts, which she donated to us. My father had an old account which he never used. He donated that as well. My sister had an account which she let us use. And I even had a good friend who never used his Facebook, and he decided to donate to the cause as well. So we were basically joining community groups, dog-specific breed groups, traveling groups, and really any group that we can sneak our way into. We found that the sweet spot was to post about 10 posts a day and join 10 groups a day. That was like the limit without getting like marked as spam. And we would do that with 10 accounts. So at our peak, we were getting about 100 posts up every day and joining 100 new groups all around the world. It was mainly in English countries at this point. I learned geography pretty well. I mean, I know every suburb basically. And this was working tremendous for us. And as you can see, we got a lot of 90% was great feedback. This is awesome. Thank you for sharing. Just 90% was very positive. And then we got the not so great feedback, 10, 15%. This guy said, you said in an almost identical post that your dog's name is Jazz. So which one is it? Or are you a scammer? So yeah, I mean, Jazz was the other account I used. It was probably, and then the other person replied, bro gets called out every time he posts this and still does it, laughing emoji. So it kind of shows also the grit we had. It was probably the 6th or 7th time we posted in that group. We would rotate every couple months, we would repost. And I guess they took notice, but we didn't really care. All that we cared was we saw from the back-end users were signing up. So they could have said positive, negative. It didn't really matter. All we cared was we were seeing user growth from this. And after doing this for about 10 months, we got 50,000 users from this strategy, are completely free. Though, I mean, free, it was just our time, a lot of time spent, but no monetary value to it. However, our spirits were pretty low at that time because we had spent between the 4 brothers around $50,000 on development at that point. And while that doesn't sound like too much, 50,000 divided by 4, we knew that if we wanted to take it to the next level, we were going to need a lot more than that. And we were all working full-time jobs. This was our side thing. We put in all the effort we could when we had time, but we still had all of our full-time jobs. Nonetheless, we were also rejected probably by about 10 investors before we got our seed round. And then you could see my brother Aryeh shared a LinkedIn post, big milestone. We now have 50,000 plus dog owners signed up to the app. When we initially released the app to market, the goal was 10,000. By end of year 1, we were only 10 months into the journey and we reached this awesome achievement. We still have a long way to go, but we are proud of what we have done so far. And the same exact day that my brother Aryeh posted this, an investor messaged him through LinkedIn. And within 1 week, we locked in our seed round of funding of 1.2 million USD at a 6 million valuation, despite no revenue, just user growth. So if I didn't believe in LinkedIn before this, I certainly believed in it after. And now I'll talk about when we did raise our seed round of funding. We were still doing full on the Facebook strategy throughout our whole seed round, just as aggressive as ever. However, we had some money to play with as well. So I'll get into a little bit of what we did and what worked really well in terms of ads. So it was very I should say inspired by the Facebook post. I actually tried doing my exact Facebook post as a paid ad. Didn't do very well. But I noticed all I needed was the map aspect of that ad, of the Facebook post. So what we would do is we would really micro-target cities. For example, we would only put our budget towards Toronto or Montreal, New York. There was no shortage of cities. And we even got down much, much smaller than that. Cities that you've never heard of with 100,000 people. We would put a very tight radius of really micro-targeting that area. And sometimes we would even just put $1.50 a day and we would get a lot of users. But the thing with this strategy is you had to really be on top of it because as you know, if you're targeting to such a small audience, it runs its course pretty quickly. Maybe it has a life cycle of a couple weeks before the results really drop. So we would take notice of it right away. As soon as results would start to drop, we would shut that ad in that specific city and just transfer it to another city the same day. And this is how we were able to scale and get users probably around 50 cents Canadian at the time. And it was a big reason that we were able to lock in our Series A. Some trial and errors throughout that seed round. I tried putting up this sign at dog parks. It kind of brought me back to the days when I was, during the Bootstrap period when I was asking dog owners. The QR code didn't get many downloads. In fact, you guys don't have to deal with this in Ontario, but in Quebec we have the French police, and they weren't too happy about this English sign. And we actually got a, we got a letter from them, and basically they gave us a pretty harsh warning that they don't want to see this anymore. So we took them seriously, and we got all those signs down. The next thing that was kind of a fail during that seed round is, I guess you can say we were inspired by that Duolingo owl who would, anything that they would post would go viral. So we figured, okay, that's easy. We'll get a mascot, and we'll just post these silly trends. We'll get millions of views and finished. However, that was not the case at all. I think what we got the most out of this is people, maybe just some comments that it looks like a furry. That was basically where this got us. And we also spent $7,000 on this mascot. Yeah, so all in all, this was a fail. I do keep the head in our office now, just on a shelf, and I look at it every day, and it's just a it's just a reminder that basically nobody likes a copycat. You got to be unique, and yeah, that's the story of Bubba. So then after that, we raised our Series A round of funding. As you can see, no inspirational LinkedIn post found. There was nothing like that. However, it was extremely hard to get this Series A. It took us almost a year to lock it in, and we secured an 8.6 million USD investment at a 40 million valuation, and we're currently about 9 months into this seed round. So now, at this point, we had to evolve our marketing strategies even more. At this point, we decided to stop the Facebook posts. It got us to this point. It got us to where we were around 750,000 users at this point. So it got us in those 2 years, we gained 700,000 users from the Facebook posting and the map strategy that I just showed you. And at this point, we had to evolve. We had to scrap the Facebook strategy. We were getting tons of warnings from Facebook. And they even threatened to take down our official DogPack Facebook page because we were tagging DogPack in each post. So we decided to stop. It was painful because it's what got us here, but we had to move on. And what we started doing now is we're still doing the map stuff. However, it's not scalable. You can't, it's just not a long-term good solution. It was good for what it was for the budget we had. But if we were going to scale further, we needed to come up with some other stuff. So I'll just show you some UGC videos that worked really, really well. This was our first concept. This video was originally actually in Portuguese, but we did the skit in every language so that we can mix and match videos. We haven't started working too much with AI yet, so now we're still manually hand selecting UGC creators. So I'll give this one a play. It's basically, we always put a very exaggerated problem at the start, and then DogPack is the solution. And also we always include that map in the ad as well.
75% of dog owners have no idea where to take their dogs. Don't be one of them. Dog parks, hidden gems, pet-friendly locations, completely off the radar. With DogPack, you'll always know where to go. Find dog-friendly parks, cafes to make every trip better with DogPack. Click below to join in the pack and never walk blind again.
So yeah, so that was this one worked really well. This specific creator, he made us 3 videos. I think it costed us like $120. And we've repurposed it in like 12 different languages already. So in a sense, it's like basically free. We never really go for like the very high-end UGC creators. People sometimes send us ridiculous things, $1,000, 2 videos, 1 month usage rights. As soon as I hear the word usage rights, I usually ignore it. Because I think that if you're not very, very famous, then it's not really worth much to have to put usage rights. This is another one. If I have time, I could play one. I think I put 3 here if I have time. This was a UGC creator. Again, we paid about $70 for this video. Amazing performance across Italy. We repurposed it again in every European country, you know, France, German, and a bunch of other languages as well. And in this case, she's trying to do yoga with her dog. Her dog's not too impressed. And then she finds real spots through DogPack. It's in Italian, so if any of you speak Italian, then here you go. But you get the gist.
Cercano di rendere tutto adatto ai cani, ma la maggior parte di noi vuole solo andare dove i cani appartengono davvero. È qui che entra in gioco DogPack. Trova luoghi davvero dog friendly che piaceranno veramente al tuo cane. Parchi, terrazze, passeggiate, caffè, tutto su misura per te e il tuo cane. Vivi nuove avventure, incontra altri amanti dei cani ed esplora tutte le zone circostanti insieme. Basta tentativi a vuoto. Inizia a scoprire, scarica DogPack e porta il tuo cane dove appartiene veramente.
So again, the reason I'm showing you this also is just the point I'm trying to make is you don't have to go and go through agencies and stuff. We find all these people extremely easily on Instagram. We find them through Fiverr, a couple other websites that provide UGC creators. And you don't have to go breaking the bank to find these people. There's plenty of people that will do it at very reasonable prices and very good quality as well. And this is the last one I put, only if I could play the last one. Yeah. It's basically she's in a nightmare where everything is not dog friendly, but then she wakes up and there's DogPack. This one's in Spanish. It was performing incredibly in the country of Spain, as well as all of Latin American countries. So we'll give it a final play here.
No se permiten perros. No, el perro no puede entrar. Prohibida las mascotas. Esto es una zona no autorizada para perros. A veces es toda una pesadilla encontrar sitios donde mi peludito sea bienvenido. Pero menos mal que encontré DogPack, una app que según tu ubicación te muestra alojamientos, restaurantes, establecimientos pet friendly, donde ir con tu peludito vivir nuevas aventuras. Se acabó la pesadilla de no saber dónde puedes ir. Descarga DogPack.
So there you go, another great example of a really good quality creator. We paid $50 for this video in particular. We've worked with her maybe on already a dozen videos. They don't always all hit. I showed you 3 that worked really well and got us really good cost per installs. So what's next for DogPack? We're still pre-revenue at this point. We've been focusing on user growth up until now. Obviously, you can't be pre-revenue forever. So what we're going to be working on for the rest of our Series A investment, we're actually releasing version 1 of our marketplace this week. It's going to be a very localized marketplace where people can sell niche pet products, and they have access to all of our users. We have really unique ways that we're going to get these products and good deals in front of these users. And V2 of this, we're going to also include services, so like dog walkers, groomers, trainers, anything that's service related for pets will be included as well. We just released it on our website. It's going to be available on our app probably later in the next few weeks. And then we're going to also focus a lot on retention for the rest of this Series A. While our retention is pretty good, it could be better. So we're gonna come out with some features like Snapchat filters for dogs, which are almost ready. So different face swap with your human and dog, and all different kinds of filters like that, as well as an in-app game, which is just on the verge of being released as well. It's basically going to be a photo challenge where there's every day you can upload 1 photo. As I told you before, that's what people love most, uploading photos of dogs. And the daily theme could be Tongue Out Tuesday, or maybe a swimming, or Halloween, or Christmas, whatever the case may be. And the user will have the option in a heads-up situation to vote which dog did it better. And we're hoping that companies will sponsor these games, these competitions as well, these daily competitions. And we're very bullish on that idea as well. And that's going to wrap it up here. Again, thank you everyone for listening. I hope you got some stuff out of it. Thanks.
Excellent, Doc. So much to learn there about growth hacking. really, with that Facebook strategy, the geolocation ads, and those UGCs. So I hope your mom is happy that she donated for those Facebook accounts.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Any questions for Dov?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Hi. First of all, thank you so much. You've shown us 3 videos over there.
Yes.
What do you think did actually work in those videos? If you got to analyze to also build your future plans for such activities. Thank you.
Right. That's a good question. Really, I think it was just a lot of trial and error. We've accumulated, like, if we do like all the mixing and matching, maybe like several hundred UGC videos that we've tested on. And it could be sometimes a certain hook works in France, but it doesn't work in USA. It might work in USA and not in Italy. That's why it's really good that we give all the UGC creators, like in every language, the same script, so that we can mix and match like that. And I think really, to answer your question, it's just trial and error. Really, you've got to just test different. We have different hooks where someone's trying to play chess, someone's trying to play video games with their dog. They're trying to play cards or board games. There's all different kinds of hooks we came up with. And yeah, I think that would be my answer.
You weren't trying to define, you just explained the story. You actually you've shown what the value is behind the app. And real people showed their examples of using your app.
Exactly.
I think this is what resonated with me, and perhaps this is also what was the key to success.
Yeah, and we've tried with ads where people just start off talking about the app. Hey guys, check out. Those always flop. It always has to, reel them in with a hook for sure. Yeah.
One more question? Oh, here.
Sure. I don't know how to. Yeah, go ahead.
You briefly mentioned that I think it was the geolocation strategy was not sustainable long term. Is that specifically to your business because it requires people being outside in a physical space with their animals, or I'm just curious to know like your reason behind
basically why why that micro targeting in the seconds it didn't work.
Yeah.
Well, we still do that actually. It's just we can't. We have to spend more of a marketing budget now, and you just can't put too much ad dollars. It just ends up very, very quickly. The results pretty much go downhill quick if you put too much budget on those. And it's also like when I say it's not like feasible to scale, it's like it's just a lot of work. And we found that with these UGCs, it's just a lot more efficient. And also, we're seeing even like cheaper installs from these UGCs as well. Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem.
Yeah, and just to add, sometimes when the target audience is not big enough, it's very hard to scale on Facebook. So probably that's why we don't do targeting as much, like city-based and stuff. Country-based, okay, but city stuff.
I love the Facebook grind in the beginning, but I guess knowing now that Facebook's kind of cutting down on that and it's been less thing, how would you have approached it differently if you had to start, say, DogPack today?
It's a really good question. I think what I would do if Facebook was out of the picture is try and do my best to probably post like TikTok or Reel style videos and just try to go viral, which is something we've struggled to. That's probably something we've struggled to do with. It's not our weakest point, but we still have learning to do there as well. I think overall, though, if we didn't figure out that Facebook strategy, we pretty much this wouldn't have happened. Basically, that was a make or break for us. Yeah.
And one last question I had in mind was.
Sure.
Oh, sorry, Kota. You get preference.
Thank you. By the way, this was really great.
Thank you.
I really enjoyed it. I have a question for you. Have you ever considered working with dog influencers? Because that's a huge thing right now.
Yeah, we've definitely considered it. We have found that like recently we reached out to a dog influencer.
Yeah.
And again, it was kind of like to my point where like she wanted like $25,000 for one single video. And we weren't even able to post it like as an ad. Yes, she had 1 million followers, fine.
Yeah.
But I think if it's reasonable, we would do it. But if it's too out of line, then we're not going to consider it really like that. Yeah. But we do work with dog influencers for like the UGCs, but more smaller time creators.
Like nano creators.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Problem.
You have a question?
Yeah.
Very interesting presentation, Dov.
Thank you.
Very, very much.
Thank you.
I want to know, how is the response? You have mentioned about India.
Yes.
How is the response in India?
Well, we actually, yeah, it's a good question. We also visited India a couple times to visit our development team there. We tried. I think at this point it's not there yet for dog ownership. We tried running ads there. It didn't resonate with them the same way it resonates them in some European countries and North America. Yeah.
Right. So right now, strictly development.
Strictly development there, yeah.
Very good. One day.
Yeah.
City-based, probably.
Yeah.
Very good. I mean, he's around. Give him a round of applause. Please have your questions. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks so much.